Well, it is time for some more garden goodies this morning, and Justin is joining us live from his garden this morning. Justin, it seems like such a beautiful morning. The cats are even enjoying it with you out there. What can you tell us?
Well, what I'm telling you is that I've already planted a few things in the garden. You know, many things can go in the ground early, and I've had some people ask me about that already. You know, what can I plant? Can I put the flowers outside and things like that? Well, certain things you, of course, can plant early in the season if you want to get going right now, or if you've already planted a few of those. You notice here behind me, I've got a couple of rows of some things that I've planted. Nothing has popped up just yet, but soon they will. Things like radishes and some most lettuce and spinach and things like that. And I planted some kohlrabi, some beets. These are all things that can go in early. Potatoes, onions, those can go in early as well. So I planted those as well. We saw some onions earlier. But warm weather plants, you want to hold off for a little bit because we do have a threat maybe for a little cool weather the middle of next week. There's still the chance for frost. So you want to hold off on like peppers, tomatoes, melons, squash, those type of popular plants. You want to wait. A lot of people say wait till Memorial Day before you plant those warm weather plants. But if you just can't wait, or if you already bought some flowers and you're going to put them outside and you think, oh, and then in 10 days from now, all of a sudden there's some frost. Well, you can do some things to help save your plants from that frost. Now, in the past, when I've planted and all of a sudden we've got a late frost, way late in May, I've gone out and covered. Now, a lot of times I can just use a bucket to cover my tomato plants or my pepper plants, because at that point in the season, in a couple of weeks, they will be very small yet. And you can cover them up with a bucket. That will usually protect them from frost. But I've also used old blankets once in a while. If I planted a row of something that is not frost tolerant, put a couple of sticks in the ground, and I've got an old blanket here, and you can just kind of cover up your plants, and the sticks kind of keep the blanket off the top of them. So that can work as well. So if you're already getting the itch to plant some of those warm weather plants, some tomatoes, maybe you put them in pots, you got to think about frost protection later in May in case we would happen to get some frost. But if they're in pots, you can also bring them indoors during the cool night and then put them back outdoors later on. So there's a couple of tips for your warm weather versus cool weather plants.